Dude, what are you doing?
I'm doing the intro, man.
What's it doing?
Oh, don't worry about it. I got this.
I don't know if I like that, dude.
Dude, it's done. Shut up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I like that. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 3 of the NMP. I'm Michael Field.
Well, Danny, look.
All right. So, we didn't film last week because I had my wedding shower, so I had a whole bunch of stuff I had to do that whole day. And that's about it, why we didn't film last week. So, here we are doing episode 3 this time. Who's starting?
I really don't matter. I already got this up, so I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Great news for, like, everything, I guess, because everything's wireless these days. Everything. Internet, you name it. One thing not wireless, power. These teams of scientists, whatever, found a way to take existing Wi-Fi technology and wirelessly power small devices. It's straight up insane. They were able to power, let me see. They were able to power a small camera from 20 feet away, 6 meters, 20 feet away. They found when they put a rechargeable battery into the camera so that it would wirelessly charge this battery, they could actually extend that range from 6 meters, from 6 meters to 7 meters. So you get a little bit of range and up to 23 feet away. Gave them a little more range. But the point is they're actually able to somehow transmit power wirelessly. They're calling it POW Wi-Fi. P-O-W-I-F-I. Not really the greatest.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue. So hopefully they'll change that name.
It's called Piffy.
Piffy. that wouldn't be too bad. But they got all this data here, and they talk about how they're doing it. It's still in the very, very early stages. They actually fully charged a Jawbone sport tracker in just 2.5 hours. So they were able to charge one of those like fitness trackers.
Mm-hmm.
They charged that in 2.5 hours wirelessly, completely. And this is using existing Wi-Fi technology. This isn't something new. I guess it is something new that they developed, but it's not like they did much to modify the way the Wi-Fi works.
So if they did this, you think that you'd have to update your router or
from what
something?
From what I read here, like you could just take a standard router. I believe they used I want to say it was a D-Link router. I'm not sure if they actually mention it. In either case, it doesn't really matter too much because even if you do get another router, because this is still in the very, very early stages. Yeah. I mean, we're not going to see this used commercially for anything for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. So by the time we get to that point, you'll have new routers and all that stuff anyway, and it can only get better from this point. But the point is like they've done it. Mm-hmm. I've seen articles about stuff that's done it before, but nothing real world applicable. Yes, thank you. Can't talk today. Anyway, yeah, because I've seen it done before. It's under really, really staged conditions. Mm-hmm. Like you can't have anything in between because they were actually going through a brick wall in one instance, and they were able to still get the power going through pretty steadily. It's not that far of a range, but if you have something like that in like a house or places like with Wi-Fi hotspots.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Imagine you sit there eating your food, surfing the web on your phone, and your phone's charging at the same time. How awesome would that be? I mean, something as simple as that.
Pretty sweet.
But yeah, so here's hoping that goes somewhere.
At least charging it for 10 minutes.
Hey,
while you eat your fast food meal without touching your phone.
Exactly. Going back to that KFC thing. Don't touch your phone while you eat. Get out of here.
Oh, shit. All right. That's pretty cool, though. That's, that kind of goes along back to the whole, like, Tesla charger thing that he had.
Oh, yeah.
The wireless power thing. They looked god-awful, but supposedly it worked, but they didn't want it. But now we just have these ugly ass things holding power lines up that go for miles. So yeah,
It works. All
looks
that
much
matters.
better. All right,
What you got?
the one I found, it's another Indiegogo little startup. It is a VocaliD custom crafted voices for people who have like MS or other things like that. They can't talk, but they can control a computer program, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'll just give a little quick preview here from how this is.
I'm a mermaid. I love sports.
I love my mommy.
My favorite food is ice cream.
I want to go ride my bike. I love doing the monkey bars. I want to help people.
I love macaroni.
I love to play.
I love dogs.
I want to go to London. I am artistic.
I want to go change the world.
I never want to stop.
I am funny and nice.
Hi. My name is Maeve.
Hi, Maeve. Maeve, tell us about the voice you use now.
My voice isn't me. It sounds like a robot. I want it to be me. It would be cool, and I'll sound like a kid.
What's the first thing you want to say with your new voice?
I feel happy. Feel happy.
My name is Rupal Patel, and I founded VocaliD to create custom crafted voices so that every voice is heard. Through years of research, we've discovered that even a single vowel contains enough vocal DNA to seed the personalization process. This is actually Maeve's voice that we're going to combine. She has a certain pitch to her voice that is pretty unique to her, and it's around 250 hertz. When we combine Maeve's unique sound with recordings from her matched donor,
Giving your voice can change lives.
we can create a voice that's uniquely Maeve's.
This voice sounds like the real me. Maeve has to work so much harder to use words, and she should be able to use words that sound like her. Since it's her with a little bit of me, it will be unique. She can actually say what she wants with her voice.
There are millions of people like Maeve who've been relying on uniform voices to communicate. Hi, John. How are you? How do you feel about having a stranger donate a voice for you?
I think it's a gift beyond words. Pardon the pun. Before ALS, I remember how easy it was chatting with Linda. That's what I miss most. Just chatting for hours. The worst thing about ALS is the loss of control. Get your voice saved right away. It's an important exercise, but it also puts you in a positive, proactive frame of mind.
We are working day and night to bring VocaliD voices to market by late 2016. As part of our user-centered approach, we plan to use the funds from this campaign to build 7 unique VocaliD voices for our early access adopters. These initial recipients will lay the foundation to help us refine our technology to bring this innovation to market. Join us on this journey to understand the full impact of personalized voices on recipients and the people around them.
Yesterday, Maeve, for the first time,
spelled out the entire sentence, "I love you, Daddy." And I would love to hear that in a voice that I recognize as Maeve's. Quite frankly, to me, I think I will have heard from my daughter for the first time.
That is a worthy project right there. If anything is worth more money to throw at, it's that, dude. That's insane.
I didn't plan on watching the whole 4-minute video, but you kind of get sucked into it watching it.
Yeah.
Just seeing how the whole process would work and what you can do with it. Yeah, I found that just like scrolling through, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, this is really like something custom and cool. Like, no one's doing anything like that, you know? Because like, even like Stephen Hawking has had the same exact voice since he got the machine.
At this point, that is Stephen Hawking's voice. That is his identity, but he's also very, very famous. Whereas these kind of people, they were born with this, or they fell into this, and they use the same generic stuff everybody else uses. That technology really hasn't evolved too much because nobody's interested in evolving the technology at all.
Yeah,
that's throw your money at that.
Yeah,
throw it all at that.
18 days left.
That's insane.
89% funded. So, yeah, this thing, I watched that and I was like, dude, like, this is like one of the greatest things I've ever seen, like, people trying to do.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, it's one of those handicaps, I guess, that people don't really pay much attention to. They kind of throw them at the wayside. Like, you see all kinds of other stuff, like people in wheelchairs or other handicaps. They get so much more publicity than something as simple as being able to talk.
Yeah.
It's something we all take for granted. Probably more so than you even think about.
Yeah, like the first step that they took, because like these people were like talking flawlessly.
Yeah.
With the machine. So like that was step one. But I feel like after they accomplished step one, like, oh, you can talk now. Like, now you can have a conversation. You're good. And so, no, the next thing is they want to sound like a human being.
Yeah, they all sound like robots, and they all sound like there's probably like 5 or 6 generic voices out there for something like that people can choose from. And
yeah,
let's be honest, that ain't much variety, and it's not very unique to anyone.
No, and the cool thing is like her little sister was the donor voice.
Yeah,
because it sounded so similar. So her voice will be of her pitch and her sister's voice, whereas like if me or you did that, we could be matched up with someone on the other side of the world, you know, just because we have the same pitch or like whatever the case is. So you could just be someone's voice, you know.
That's actually pretty interesting too. I did not, when I was watching this at first, I did not expect them to take something like that, from whatever sounds they can make, and develop an algorithm to mix it in with somebody else's actual voice. That's like, I don't even know how you go out and come across that concept. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, just matching the pitch up and then having someone else talk and see what their pitch is at.
Yeah. But if it works, it works. I mean, you can't argue with results. That's a worthy project.
Yep. Coming out of Boston.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that is a good one. All right, moving on. What do you got now?
Well, one thing I thought I'd talk about, this is one thing that's been going on forever at this point. People have been waiting for it and wanting it. Steam boxes. They've been talking about it, hyping it, getting it all going. You can finally pre-order them. If you go to Steam right now, they're actually taking some pre-orders. They range anywhere from $450 to $5,000. For those who don't know what a Steam box is, it's essentially it takes Valve's Steam OS and it puts it into a small computer that you plug into your TV. It's supposed to make PC gaming streamless TV and seamless to console gamers kind of thing. It's an interesting project that Steam and Valve have been trying to get launched forever at this point. It's gotten pushed back numerous times. Alienware actually has one of these Steam boxes that they developed, and then Valve pushed back the whole launch of Steam box, and Alienware said, "Screw it, we got this box. We're going to develop our own OS." And they built one right away almost. I don't know how well it works. I didn't use it myself, but the fact that they had this box, Alienware was like, "We're not going to sit on it. We're going to develop our own OS, throw it out there. If you want, when SteamOS launches, you can throw SteamOS on it then."
Yeah.
And they're actually rebranding it now, and you can actually get it now with the SteamOS. But what really interests me mostly about this project is not the OS itself, is not the personal computers itself, because people have been hooking up the computers to the TV for forever now. You can do it. I do it. It's awesome. But what interests me the most about this project is the Steam controller they've actually got in development. Pull up a screenshot here of that controller. This thing is radically wild. It basically replaces the second joystick that you have on most controllers with two giant circle touchpads.
Like the back of like the Vita or whatever. How was the
Yeah,
touchpad?
something similar to that. The best way to describe it is think of the trackpad on your laptop, only where your thumbs would be on a controller. It doesn't have a D-pad. It's got one analog stick, the 4 face buttons, and the 2 giant trackpads. They did that mostly to bring over games that don't have 100% controller support.
Yeah.
So RTSs or MOBAs and stuff that doesn't really translate well to controller, something like League of Legends or Command & Conquer, StarCraft, that kind of thing, those don't translate well with a controller. This is to help bridge the gap between those games and console gaming with a controller. Is it going to work? That remains to be seen. I can't wait to get my hands on this controller myself.
Yeah.
From what I hear, it's getting mixed feelings about it.
Nothing's ever perfect on its first run.
Yeah, nothing's ever perfect, but the fact that people have used it and they can see it, it takes a while to get used to, but if it takes a while to get used to and you eventually develop the skills to actually use it, because I remember back when the dual analog stick thing came out for first-person shooters, very first game I ever played like that was Red Faction, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world. And now it's
second nature.
Yeah, it's second nature. So will this do the same thing? I don't know. I honestly doubt it, because I don't think there's a big enough market for it. But if it does, it can completely change up the way controllers are looked at. Because really, the controller hasn't evolved much over the past couple of years outside of the Wiimote. Yeah. And most people just look at that as a gimmick these days.
Yeah.
It's not even taken seriously anymore, which is sad because, it's wonderful for certain applications. Maybe not everything, but it's still awesome technology. Mm-hmm. Even if this isn't taken off through its actual purpose, I'm interested to see what people do, because people tend to way to take things that are developed for gaming and hack the living crap out of it.
Yeah.
Like the 360's Kinect camera and the Xbox One's Kinect camera, the Wiimote. Like, look at hacks and mods that people have done with those two pieces of technology.
You hooked your Wii remote to your laptop.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I actually hooked it up to my laptop, and you could actually do stuff like that. I've actually seen some guy, he actually took the accelerometers built in some MacBooks, like mine here, and he built this game essentially where he tied his laptop to strings, and he could actually control it like a puppet that he would have on the screen, and like those little string puppets, it would dance, and like something stupid like that. Like, would you ever want to use that often? No, but it's cool and it's fun to watch. Yeah. It's just taking technology and doing something else completely different with it. That's what I enjoy seeing, and whether or not this controller takes off, I'm interested to see what people do with it. Maybe if it doesn't have applications for gaming, maybe it'll come off with something else there.
Someone could hook that thing up to like an Android phone.
Yeah.
Or something. It's a touchscreen phone, so then if you're using touch pads on the thing, it might translate well.
Yeah, they actually have this video here. They'll actually have them typing, and you can actually use both trackpads at the same time. So it's just like holding your phone and typing with like your dual thumbs. You could do the exact same thing on the touchpads. How well does that work or translate? I don't know. But it's interesting because that's something that's a little more second nature than, I don't know if you ever tried scrolling through anything on a D-pad or even the joystick on controller, typing anything out on controller just sucks.
Oh, yeah.
There's no good way of doing it. Will this make things easier? Will it make things better? I don't know, but that remains to be seen. But let's see where it goes, what comes out. Does the Steam box itself have a market? I honestly don't know. I hope it works out for them because they've been pushing for this forever at this point. But what I'm most interested for, that controller.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with it?
I just wish I was in the PC gaming.
Now that's the whole point of the Steam box, though.
Aside from SimCity, I don't.
Because the Steam box is essentially plug and play. You plug it in just like a console. You throw it on. It's got all your games on it. And you just use it.
And I assume the USB ports on the front are for keyboard, mouse if you needed.
Whatever you want to plug into it. I mean, you could essentially, you don't even have to use Steam's controller. If you wanted to plug a 360 controller in there, I'm sure you could. So we'll see where it goes. But point is, it's finally coming out. Pre-order it now if you're interested. Links below, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah.
Going on to my second find. Former Bioshock and Dead Space developer kickstart a hide-and-seek survival horror game, Perception. I watched the trailer for this thing, and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It just goes with, sound. So, everything that, you see right here is because the wind is blowing. And if I'm not mistaken, they said that the person was blind? I thought it said.
Probably. This sounds an awful lot like Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
Yeah, which is an awesome series on Netflix, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet.
Echolocation is a primary game concept. So, in the trailer, it shows this, you're this girl in first-person view, and you can see this house, and you walk up to it, door opens, and then, you hear different noises, which is illuminating certain areas of the house, and, you go and investigate it. It looked pretty interesting, I'll say. I'll put the link below. I'm not gonna play the video, but yeah, they have a Kickstarter project going for $150,000.
That'd be interesting to see. You know what that reminds me a lot of is a game called The Unfinished Swan. It's something similar to that, only instead of sound, it uses ink. And what you do is you throw blobs of ink out, and it actually opens up the landscape, and you see.
That's how you figure the level out, right?
Yeah, you basically it's more of a visual representation than audio. That's definitely cool though. Whatever they do with it, you know what they should have done instead of doing a horror game. Maybe a horror game would work, but they should have just developed a Daredevil game. Maybe once the game comes out, somebody could do a Daredevil mod of it, and you just run around the horror game landscape as Daredevil. Make that happen. Have DLC or something. I don't know.
They should have just combined Bioshock and Dead Space.
That'd be interesting. If you think about it, they went underwater, they went in the sky. I guess space would be the next frontier.
I like Dead Space, dude. Those are great games.
Honestly, I liked the first one a lot. I got bored halfway through because it was more of the same thing over and over again.
But you got to play it on hard to make it challenging.
Well, it wasn't so much that as they tried using too many of the same scare tactics.
Oh yeah.
How you can only pass by something that's on the ground so many times, and then double back later and expect it to come right back and attack you. It's
until you find the babies.
Yeah,
that shit fucking bothered me.
I think that bothered everyone, dude.
Yeah. This whole concept seems pretty interesting. Will it go anywhere and get the broadcast that that
Bioshock
previous
Dead Space?
Yeah, what those games got? Probably not. I don't even know if
it's
they
gonna hold some weight, definitely, because it's pretty high end games there. Whether or not they advertise that the original teams. That's the problem with a lot of game development.
It's coming to Steam for PC in 2016.
There you go. Go get your Steam box and then download this game. But that's the problem with a lot of game development. A lot of people don't really follow the people as much as they do the development name stuff like EA and DICE or Activision. Like they hear those brand names. For those of you who don't know, Infinity Ward, which was the main team for Call of Duty, a lot of people actually left Call of Duty and they created a new company called Respawn, which actually did Titanfall. They went out and created that game. What's another team of people that left and developed something? I mean, you got BioShock and Dead Space developers developing this. A lot of the Rare team that developed the original GoldenEye and Perfect Dark back in the day, they left and they created a company called Free Radical, which unfortunately went under.
Too radical to survive.
No, Free Radical. They are too radical to survive. Unfortunately, they went under, but for a time they were doing pretty well. They actually created the Time Splitter series, which actually did fairly well, and they were halfway through the development of Time Splitters 4, which may or may not come out at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know who owns the rights or if it's even allowed to come out at this point. But like you gotta follow the people who developed these games. These are the people who had the ideas, who had the concepts. It's not to say that there still aren't good people at the actual teams that are still Rare or still Activision, Infinity Ward. There's still plenty of good people there, but those teams actually move on and do other things and under other brandings all the time, and it's just interesting to see what they develop and create, because a lot of times there's something small or something indie and they come out and they're phenomenally well done, but because they don't have that big branding title and big brand name like Activision or anything like that, people tend not to see them or notice them. But this looks interesting as hell with that whole sound perception thing. So yeah, check them out. I'm sure it'll be pretty good.
Yep. Hopefully.
We all hope games come out to be good, but
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking them down. I'm just saying.
If anything, it's definitely an interesting concept, because I love concepts like this that just aren't done or really thought of before. Because you can only play Call of Duty so many times. You can only play Battlefield so many times.
Yeah,
you can only play.
I don't play those.
You know, even the Tony Hawk series, which is coming back apparently.
Yep, new Tony Hawk.
I'm excited for that, but before it died off, they were coming out with them left and right, and people just got bored.
Yeah, and they were trying different things. I don't think people like Tony Hawk Pro Skater Ride or whatever it was, where it came with.
I think that's what
that
what killed the series. Really, they were trying to
invent new ways to play it when it was fine before.
Yeah, it was fine before. The problem is, at the time that came out, Rock Band and Guitar Hero were huge, and they were making bank on all those guitars and drums that they were selling. Yeah. So they're like, oh, how can we cash in on that? And
let's make one that you ride.
And now Nintendo, Disney, and Nintendo, Disney, I think even Lego now is stepping into that whole world that Skylanders opened up with those
all the toys,
stupid toys that you scan in. And don't get me wrong, like that's awesome. Like you can get that for your kid, and you know they can have all kinds of fun with it because they can play with the toy and they can play with the actual game.
Yeah.
But you're getting these people, especially with their amiibos out there, who are going out and buying these things and selling them on eBay for 5 times the price. And it's just, I don't know why. Like, why do it just mind boggles me? It's a toy.
Yeah,
it's a toy. It was marketed originally for kids to have fun with it, and then gamers found a way to take it to a whole new level. But I guess that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Grown-ass men buying toys again, you know?
So, you know, you got that whole bronies thing. People love My Little Pony, that kind of thing. I'm not knocking them at all. It's just some people are a little too overly obsessive. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Do you have another one or no?
I got one more here. This was really interesting. This Thync. It's actually a wearable device that you wear on your head, and what it does is it uses like electronical impulses or something like that, and it actually helps change your mood. Like it can calm you down, it can relax you, it could get you hyped for something that you need to do, that kind of thing.
All right.
But it's essentially this. we'll put a screenshot of it right here, but it's just this triangle thing that you wear on your head. It looks like it wraps around your ear.
Looks like an almost eye patch.
Yeah, it's an eye patch that sits above your eye, right, like right here, kind of thing. But essentially, it changes your mood, and it can do this. And they say the effects last even after you take it off. So you put it on, it'll get you in a certain type of mood, and then you can take it off, and then it prolongs, kind of thing. I don't know how I feel about this kind of technology, but the fact that it exists is interesting because you can get these for like $300 right now, apparently.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until people figure out how to
hack them.
Yeah, make you angry.
Yeah, this is one thing I don't want to see hacked. It's just really weird technology. Does it work? I don't know. I mean, I'm not willing to spend $300 to find out. If somebody is, they want to spend the $300, let us know back here on the show. Please do so.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see and hear what you have to say and your thoughts on it. But it's definitely interesting technology. I don't know what kind of market it's gonna rich housewives, I guess.
Something, yeah.
I mean, I guess if this works to get people off of like prescription drugs or like heroin addict, like
that'd be cool.
If you could use it for some kind of like application like that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like it can help
the detox process or
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, it's not really marketed
suicide
that way.
Prevention.
Yeah, but if you can help in so many ways like that, people with emotional problems and stress, I'd be interested to see those kind of applications.
Yeah, that's what I would be curious about.
Yeah.
Use it as like a placebo. Tell somebody like, this is just going to monitor your brainwaves, but then actually have it engage in like happiness and see if it legitimately works.
That's another thing. How much is the placebo effect? Like you program it to tell you you're happy, you throw it on, you think you're happy just because.
Exactly.
How much of that is a placebo effect? And I didn't do any of the research on the testing that they did, but they do have the information on their website. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. We'll link down below. But it is interesting technology. I'm interested to see what becomes of it. I don't know how much of a market there is for something like this, but I would love to see something helpful used for this, where it's dealing with depression, addiction, that sort of thing. That kind of application does interest me.
Yeah, I agree completely.
That's about all I got.
How much time we got left?
Oh, like I got a clock?
Well, I don't even remember when we started recording. Alright, one more thing. Got just enough time for it. I was on Twitter and I found a guy with the account of Detroit Reborn. He has a good idea of what he's trying to do. He's starting like a little campaign where you donate to get t-shirts and stuff like that. And his whole thing is about helping the community grow. And he wants to get like a storefront that opens up to let people like start a business. It would double as like a food pantry so people can come in there and get food. And just a way for people to meet a whole bunch of people. He's got t-shirts on his website for sale, which is linked below. This is really cool. He asked me to give a little shout out. He said, enter to win a Detroit Reborn t-shirt and help start a co-working space. Contribute $5 or more at the GoFundMe page. Retweet for retweet. Like for like, spread love. Bringing more peace and love. DetroitReborn.com. Via at unfollowers me. I don't know if I was supposed to say that part, but
you got it anyway.
Yeah, got it in here anyway. He's on here all the time, just tweeting and talking about a whole bunch of stuff. He loves people who help out. Definitely going to try to help out aside from just doing the video. Give him a little plug for it. But go on there, check it out. He's got a video for his GoFundMe page where he talks about how he's going to accomplish this, what in detail, like what he wants to do, how he's going to get professionals in there to talk about like educating people and just helping the whole situation out as a whole. So I think it's a really good idea. I like it. Like you said, there's plenty of people trying to do great things down there, and
I love hearing stuff like this where we're trying to rebuild the city. For those of you who don't know, we are based in Michigan. We do live not too far from Detroit. Detroit's not a bad city. I mean, it gets a really, really bad rep, and yeah, it has its tough areas. But
yeah, it's just the outskirts of, if you go to downtown Detroit, it is awesome.
Yeah.
But the roads that you take to get to downtown, that's where you have the problem. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on around here. If you're in the area, you can go check it out, or I'm sure you can just do research online and see what progress is being made in the city.
Absolutely.
The things that the new mayor down there is doing, just making new business deals, and the guy's just on the ball with a whole bunch of stuff and just getting it rolling.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Do what we can to rebuild the city, make it better for everyone, essentially.
Definitely. So that about wraps it up for today. Adios.
Enjoy. Show up.
Is it recording again?
Looks like it.
Fuck!